It's my great pleasure to begin tonight's speakers with introducing the chairman of the State Republican Party, Peter Torkelson. Peter, if you...
Jim, thanks very much, and it's a pleasure for me to be here on behalf of John and to meet many of his supporters here. You know, we look and see a lot of problems up on Beacon Hill right now. Part of the reason is because we do not have enough Republicans there to fight for the taxpayers and fight for common sense issues. And you look at John's background and you see, you know, he's a family man, he runs a small business, he's a taxpayer, and he's a local official too. He has these great perspectives to bring to Beacon Hill and bring some common sense to the Senate.
And we need a Senate colleague who's going to be on the right side of the issues. Whether it's supporting Karen Polito on Jessica's Law in the Senate, we need a guy like John Lebeaux who's going to be there for us. We need someone who understands what it takes for businesses to survive in Massachusetts, and he's done it. We also need someone who, yes, is a family man, who knows what it's like to bring up a family, and as well as the unique perspective of being a local official who understands the importance and the significance of what the state and how the state interacts with the local community. Someone who's going to fight and advocate for more local aid for the 2nd Worcester District.
John Lebeaux is the best candidate for this seat, bar none. He makes decisions that we all make on that daily basis, whether it's at his business, at his home, or in his community as a member of the Board of Selectmen. He has to make those decisions knowing full well the effect that they'll have on not only the individual citizens' health and welfare, but on their pocketbook as well. And some of those tough choices are going to be really tough in these upcoming years. Really tough. And we know that. And we're going to need all the support we can get with more Republican members. John will be a great asset in our state Senate, and a person that I want to work with as we make those tough decisions as we move forward over the next few years. It's going to take a lot of tough decisions and maybe a lot of pain for a lot of us, but we're willing to stand up and make those choices. And we're willing to stand up to make sure that our Democratic colleagues are going to be on record when they make those choices.
I've known John since I was in the 6th grade. I think I met him in gym class we used to call it the junior high. I have to tell you, I know the other 2 gentlemen who are running. I think they're nice guys. But I think John's a better guy. And neither one of those guys is John Lebeaux. And they will never be John Lebeaux. John has the experience, he has the compassion, he has the caring, and John has the common sense. And John knows how to talk to people and work out a compromise and bring people back to a common sense consensus to get things done. John also understands what it means to people when their taxes have to be raised. He's a family man, he's a business owner, and he can empathize with all of us and what we're going through. We need accountability in Boston, and we need change. And if we don't get someone like John in the Senate, it is not going to happen. So I'm going to ask all of you to join me in supporting John Lebeaux.
But we're here tonight to support a great individual, and we know how important this is. The fact that each one of you is here, thank you very much. It's great to be with my colleagues here tonight, and Peter Torkelson. But for each one of you to be here, you care. You care about all the things that John cares about, I care about, George and Paul. It's important. So let me just add a few reasons why I think we need to elect John Lebeaux as our state senator. Let's talk about what is going on or not going on Beacon Hill. First of all, you know, where is the mentality? Well, it's a tax and spend mentality right now on Beacon Hill. You know, they're taxing consumers, they're taxing businesses, and they're spending beyond control. Is that how you're handling your own pocketbook? No. This is a time of restraint. People are looking at their own checking accounts. They're saying, well, maybe I can't do that trip that I'd like to take. Maybe I won't add on that addition to the house. Maybe I won't, you know, upgrade my vehicle. You know, these are difficult times. You go to the gas pump and you just want to crawl under a table. It's horrible. People are struggling. It's hurting. And Beacon Hill doesn't seem to understand that. It's a tax and spend mentality. Overspending is going to further compound the problem, and it's very challenging for us. We need someone like John Lebeaux that can stand up to that. Where is the accountability that Mo DiPello referred to? And that accountability doesn't exist. Where's the $450 million that the cities and towns are owed from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts? It's broken promises, it's unfunded mandates, but it isn't the cities and towns that are at the top of the list as a priority. And certainly, John Lebeaux, as a selectman, as a businessman, will make sure that that accountability is built into the system. We get half the loaf. We get watered down bills. And let's just point to Jessica's Law as that example. Do our children deserve the very best protection, the first top-rate protection? Of course they do, right? And what do we get as citizens? We get the second best. And the reason why is we don't have the balance on Beacon Hill that each one of us deserves. We need people like John Lebeaux to stand up, to want to be in the state senate, to give his time and his energy and devotion to good government to bring to Beacon Hill and to all of us. You know, why are people leaving the Commonwealth? Because it's hard to live here. It costs a lot. And forget about the politics of the matter. You know, they leave for other places that look a little greener. That needs to change. There's a lot of great things about living in the Commonwealth. There's a lot of great things about living in Shrewsbury and Grafton and Auburn and Worcester. And we need that accountability, we need that balance, and we need someone to watch out for your pocketbook. And for that, we need John Lebeaux. And may I say, really the top reason we need someone like him, someone that cares about good government, someone that is a friend to all of us. But when you look at a candidate, and each one of you has experience in getting to the ballot box and checking off a candidate that you really believe in, you look at their inner self and you say, what is driving that person? What's their inner passion? What do they believe in? Well, someone like John, it's very simple. He believes in people, he believes in good government, and he has what it takes to be a great state senator. So, in the 2nd Worcester District, we don't have to settle for the second best. We have the very best. So please join me in welcoming the next great state senator from the 2nd Worcester District, John Lebeaux.